Hello and welcome on another beautiful sunny day in Kunming, Yunnan Province, China. Today I'm taking you on a tour of Shutsui Creative and Artistic Park. Inside this park what they have is a very nice antique store. The antique store inside has Chinese artifacts as well as artifacts from all around the world. So let's go inside and explore. Let's go. So the shop's name is四时五味, which means the 4 seasons through which mankind goes and the 5 experiences it undertakes through these 4 seasons. So this antique shop has lots and lots of antiques, beautiful antiques. I'm going to show you a few of my favorites. So the first thing I'll show you over here is something quite unique to Chinese culture. They always have these 2 seats, which is the father and the mother that they'll have inside their sitting room. And this piece I think dates back to the Ming Dynasty age and it has beautiful detail in the carvings in the wood. This wood at the back here and in front. So anyone who's seen Chinese movies or come to China will know these types of seats are beautiful antique pieces. Oh, over here. For those of us in the foreign Western world will all recognize this. Obviously it's from Star Wars Episode 1. Original piece from the premiere of the video that they actually bought and brought back to China. So it's an antique piece here. So this is a modern antique, you can call it that. Over here you have a very old Apple, I guess it's an Apple, original Apple desktop over here, which they also brought back, limited edition. This. So in Yunnan, we have a very famous one, the most famous companies is called Yunnan Baiyao, and what it is called, it's actually a medical company that uses a lot of the products in the vegetation from Yunnan that they create into medical compounds. Now this is an advert from the original founding of this company, which is quite unique. This piece dates back many years. This here is a helmet. This helmet dates back to, it says, the Ming Dynasty, and you'll see this helmet actually not too heavy. You can kind of put it on the head like that. My head is a little bit big, so I think I wouldn't be a very good soldier. All right, so that now is quite interesting. The first time I've seen one of those. And what else? So you'll see a large opening. This area previously was actually a factory workshop where they repaired cars. This one here, my mom actually, she's a dress designer, and so this is a small little sewing machine. Now this sewing machine was actually a product that belonged to one of the people in the Flying Tigers. And so now the part I spoke about is the old garage part. You would essentially have repairing of cars happening. But at the moment this has been turned into a little exhibition hall to retain its original state. These little books here in China are very popular, very common. All around China what you had was little storybooks. Will open like this with pictures and stories underneath, which tell a lot of the ancient stories from China. So all Chinese people, maybe going back 30, 40 years, all had these books on their bed cases for reading. This is a gramophone, so obviously we'll all recognize this. And this is an Edison gramophone, which goes back to, it says here, 1877. Now, this gramophone still works, and I'll show you, and you can hear some of the sound. Musical tastes have changed through the ages, but this is very old music. So that's now old gramophone, going back 150 years now. This is an abacus. So obviously we all know in China they used to use abacus to count money. It's the old system of counting. Wooden cabinets, and the one over here that I quite like. Now this type of carving is very intricate. So it's actually a wooden carving which has then got a gold overlay. And what happens is it's an open style carving, which every little piece underneath is carved out of one block of wood. So this now tells a story in Chinese history and culture. It's a very beautiful piece. I quite like it. And it takes many, I would say years to actually create this type of piece. So for those people who love collecting, I think the thing about the shop and what the owner want to represent is that these old goods need to be preserved, and it represents part of your connection to history. And so it's really a connection between the past and the present that comes together here. So I think preservation of antiques, regardless of in China or outside of China, is a very important thing to do, very important. I'm now going to go to another Indian shop. It's a small shop where 4 youngsters actually repair old goods. I want to understand why youngsters are fascinated by repairing old goods. It's called Yanjin Ren.